Number 17, Ryan Sadler, wide left now for the Huskies. And they're just going to give it to Andrews at the middle. Andrews got another 5 yards. 3 carries.
We got a flag on the play, Steve.
3 carries, 15 yards for Chris Andrews. Very good so far. This one might come back.
It's a credit to the Mammoth offensive line that just about every back in the backfield has been able to gain yardage tonight. Just a great effort again.
And let's see what we have here. Flags are down, but nobody's doing anything about it. Here we go. Referee is talking to Brett Rabe, and that's a sign that it's going back against the Huskies.
I think it's an illegal procedure play, or call, excuse me. John's Gourmet Pizza. New owners, William and Kimberly Harper, welcome you. Open for lunch and dinner. Check out all our...
Okay, let's try that again. Rewind, pause, and go.
New copy. Check out our all-you-can-eat specials Monday through Thursday. We deliver John's Gourmet Pizza in the Sherwin Plaza next to the theater, 934-7578. My apologies, John.
Okay, well, that call goes against the Huskies 5 yards, and it's going to be 1st and 15 now. Dondero gives to O'Kelly, and O'Kelly just kind of banging his way forward for about 3 yards on the play. Some kind of shenanigans going on down there with... And who, me? Yeah, come on, Stewart. Okay, 2nd down and 11 to go for the Huskies. Clock is running, 5.5 minutes to go. Like we said, Mammoth has no reason to hurry up in the situation. Andrews and White in the backfield now. Dondero's going to give it to Kurt White. And Ewing throws a block. White gets inside, gets about 4 yards on the play. Dan, we revived Dan. He's back with us.
I'm just marveling at Stewart down here.
Really, Dan, relax. It's 3rd down and about 8 here. We haven't seen a pass in quite a while. I don't know if we're going to see any for a while either. What do you think?
I think you're right, Steve. We haven't seen a pass in a while, and we may not see one for a while. Mammoth is happy to just try and run the clock out.
Sadler wide to the left side now, and Darren Dondero is going to hand it off. And get that, Aaron DeLucia got all the way up to the 45 before he was shoved back to the 48. Since Mammoth is on the road, well, marked that at the 48, and they're also ahead by 32. It looks like he's up to the 35, and somebody marked him back. I thought they had a term called forward progress.
Apparently that rule has been tossed out of the rule book here in Incline.
There is no forward progress in Nevada, is that what you're saying? We could be banned from the state for that. 4th down and long. And that would be about a 65-yard field goal attempt. I don't think we're going to be seeing that. Craig's leg isn't that strong. Darren Dondero back to punt at his 40-yard line. And Scott Martinka back to receive at his 10. Dondero gets a high spiral punt. Martinka for the fair catch. And he's got it right there at the 14-yard line where the Highlanders will have it. 1st and 10.
Real nice punt. Beautiful spiral and turned over for him.
1st and 10 for the Highlanders. Simmons still in at quarterback, and he's going to hand it off. Probably about the safest thing he's done all evening.
Absolutely. He'll be looking for Craig Thompson in the backfield again on this possession.
So far, 2 interceptions for the Husky defense, and except for a couple quick slant patterns that that went well for the Highlanders, the Husky defense has been just as strong as the Husky offense, and the Husky kicking game is definitely getting a workout too.
I don't think there's been a weak spot for the Huskies this evening.
Okay, 2nd down. Let's call that 7 yards to go now. Quick inside handoff. Nice little move there, and he's still on his feet. And that's Greg Comfort, 36, before he's finally brought down. And who we have on the play there? Somebody's helping him. That's Abe Gilray, 51, on the stop.
Mammoth defense did a good job to pursue the play, string it out, and in the end, there were 6 Huskies surrounding the ball.
We've set the Huskies for you on offense. Let's get a chance on defense. Scott Dale allowing at cornerback, along with Rob Ewing. Kyle O'Kelly, the free safety. And Chris Andrews on left end now. We'll get the rest for you when we get a chance. 3rd down and very short yardage. Just a short pass over the middle by Simmons and dropped. Chad Miller had no excuse on that one.
None whatsoever.
And 72 in the game for the Huskies. like 78 and 72. We don't have them on our sheet, on the road jersey sheet there. So we'll get that for you, like I say, as soon as we get a chance. Pat McGowan, the right linebacker. Gil Ray, the linebacker, along with Philip King, 56. Oh, excuse me, that's Aaron Lones, 55. Lones gets in there and might have gotten a finger on the ball there.
I think he did get a hand on that. He was right in his face.
Well, Kelly lets it roll out of bounds at the 42-yard line where the Huskies will have it 1st and 10. Huskies 1st and 10, Andrews and O'Kelly, and this is Andrews up the middle. Ball is loose and it's on the ground.
Covered by Mammoth.
And Andrews gets his own fumble back. 2.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Well, we've been able to solve one of the mysteries of the universe tonight. We'll get that to you as soon as we can. DeLucia around right tackle gets about a yard on that. Aaron Willingham, number 72. Richard Peterson, 78, in the game at left tackle for the Huskies.
And Steve, thus far, the 3rd quarter is progressing at a much slower pace than the rest of the game.
I'd like to thank the Husky coaching staff for getting us those numbers right away. The program here at England is nice and thick and looks official. It's about 50 pages of ads and half a page of numbers here. Huskies in the eye, 3rd and long, and they're just going to give it to Kurt White. Kurt White's going to barrel his way to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Nice hit on the play there. Looks like Chad Miller, 86, on that stop for the Highlanders. Well, breakfast can be something different at the Breakfast Club. It's located behind the Shell Mart as you come into town. Try one of their fresh homemade muffins or their daily cake selections. If you need a birthday cake for that special someone, call the Breakfast Club at 934-6944 for cakes and desserts for all occasions. That's the Breakfast Club. And I think the Highlanders are going to be looking for something different right now. Dondero back to punt again. Pressure is on. Dondero gets off a nice high punt. That was kind of a goofy fair catch sign. It's almost like he was swimming back up to the shore. That was Brett Rabe, 32, putting both hands
The
out.
ball nearly squirted out of the top of his hands there.
1st and 10 for the Highlanders now. Andrews in on defensive line. The rest of it for you when you get a chance. Inside handoff. And Reitman stays home and makes the stop.
Mammoth Sierra Properties, located in the Minaret Village Mall. We're the real estate experts for all your residential and commercial needs. Give us a call at 934-4501. Best of luck, Huskies, in 1989.
Jed Reitman in there didn't leave home, and he made the stop there for the Huskies. 63 in the game, like 72 and 78. We'll get that for you when we get a chance. Aaron Willingham, 72 on the defensive front line, along with Ethan Dondero. That's Gilray, then Lones, Reitman, and McGowan, the linebackers for the Huskies. Pitch to the left side, and finally brought down there.
Flag on the play.
Hyman's having more success on the ground.
Well, something's opened up for them anyway. I think we have an illegal block on that play, though.
And our referee will come up here with the call in just a moment. We have cheating incline, and that's going to cost him. Either that or he's got something on his knees. It's going to cost him big yardage here. We only had about 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and I think mercifully for the Highlanders it's going to be coming to an end. A lot of fans from the local community have made it out here for the game on a nice, crisp Friday night, and it looks like a few of the players from the North Tahoe Lakers have come out maybe to scout incline, see how they're doing against Mammoth. Although you can't play comparative teams, North Tahoe played Mammoth much tougher, although it was the beginning of the season.
And they were a much larger team also.
That is true. And if things continue this way, North Tahoe should have no problem. So with all those factors in mind, I think they're in for a scare. You know how football goes. And the referee is marking off some acreage here. And he's walking, and still walking. I think he's going to stop about the 20-yard line.
I think he just got tired.
Could be. 2nd down and a whole lot. Let's see, that's looking like about 25 yards. 2nd and 25. Ball is spotted at about, let's see if we can get it there on the monitor. It's about the 20-yard line. They got to get out to the 45. Simple math tells us what that is. Simmons back to pass. Nice slant inside. Spear with the ball, still on his feet, down to the 37-yard line.
Pat McGowan was standing back there. It looked as though he was ready to make the play, and didn't. The play just went right past him, and he just suddenly stopped.
Interesting there. Well, that's the end of the third quarter, and incline is on a decline. I was required by law to say that. It's 35-3 Mammoth after 3. Well, Dad, I think we're at the point of the game where the band is starting to play repeatedly because the fans need some kind of entertainment, and they're not getting it on the field. Right, just a second ago we had the Michigan fight song, Hail to the Conquering Heroes, and I don't know why they paid that.
Well, I think it was a tribute to Mammoth.
We're going to have a Bo Schembechler headset tossing contest shortly after the game. Proceeds do benefit local charities here. Simmons is going to pass. It's a quick slant over the middle. He's got Miller. Miller at the 40. Dale wrestles him down, and Chad Miller down to the 37-yard line.
Boy, great looking play. He broke into the open there over the middle and just tons of real estate all around him. Nothing but running room. And there's one of those occasional passing plays by the Highlanders that has worked for them.
Well, the fourth quarter just underway. It would take nothing short of 4 touchdowns and 4 extra points, and then they would tie the game if that lets you know what kind of a situation the Highlanders are in. And they've really shown no attempt or no reason to think that they're going to be close to the end zone so far today. Even that field goal is from quite a distance. Mike Kelly in motion to the right side. Simmons rolling to the right side.
Ooh.
Simmons being chased, and ball is tipped by Reitman just off his hands. And Martika, and looks like Andy's good there. So Andy's good to Rob Ewing. Rob Ewing and Martika get into a little chit-chatting going on here. Probably not saying nice things about each other. And it looks like we have more helmet homage going on the field. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's over.
False alarm, false alarm.
That is one of the strangest phenomena that I have noticed so far this season is last rights to the helmet. I don't know. 2nd and 10 for the Highlanders. Ball is at the 37-yard line. Kelly in motion to the side, and it's to give right up the middle.
Good D.
Nothing there. Doug Mills, 71, wrapping him down. I see Chris Andrews on the play as well. And 63, and I'm sorry Coach Oldham has left the press box here. He was our source for getting those last-minute names. So number 63, we don't really mix something up right here, but we don't have it listed on our sheet. Aaron Lowe's 55 coming into the game now. 3rd and 10 for the Highlanders. A lot of yardage to make up. And they're going to keep it on the ground to Brett Rave, getting around the right side, running for the sidelines. He's got the first down, and he's finally ridden out of bounds by Ewing at the 20-yard line.
Well, there's the play that we haven't seen out of the Highlanders yet, just to sprint out to the sidelines and gain them quite a bit of yardage.
I thought you meant a successful one. Gateway Distributing for all your cleaning needs, pool and spa chemicals, household bulbs, fluorescents, and floods. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and they have the best prices in town. They're located behind Kittredge on Forest Trail. So give a call. That's Gateway Distributing, 934-7100. Highlanders have a first down on the play now. Spear wide to the left side. Martika in motion across the left side, awfully slow, jogging in motion. And they're just going to keep it on the ground, and why not? It'll keep the clock moving. And it also gets them about 5 or 6 yards on that play.
O'Kelly & Dunn Restaurant, a Mammoth must. Great food, warm, friendly atmosphere. Specialty gift shop, home of the famous O'Kelly & Dunn buns. Located in the Mammoth Mall, and give them a call at 934-9316. Open daily at 6:30 a.m., closed on Tuesdays.
Best offense we've seen from the Highlanders in quite a while. They're down to the Mammoth 15-yard line, well within the field goal range of Scott Martika, and threatening to put some more points on the board now. Backs are split. Spear on the left side. Now Spear's coming in motion. Simmons waving him in motion to the right side. And Simmons is just going to hand it off once again. Mike Kelly at the 5, running for the flag. He dives and shoves out of bounds at the last moment by Jed Reitman at the 2.
There was a block thrown by Chris Lavatai, I believe is how we pronounce that, on the incline offensive line. Chris weighs 301 pounds and stands a towering 5'10".
Well, I don't think Chris has missed too many meals in the last few months. Into that left side, I think get what they can. 1st and and goal for the Highlanders at the 2. Huskies on the goal line stand. And flags go flying everywhere. Kelly looks like he's awfully close to the end zone, but the flags might take care of that. While we're on the subject of food, Dan, Joey's Frozen Yogurt features Italian cappuccino or espresso. They have gourmet gelato frozen dessert and Honey Hill Farm flavored yogurt. Joey's Frozen Yogurt is located in the Sierra Center Mall, and they're open daily, so give them a call or stop by when you get a chance. And that gelato is only something like 8 calories to the ounce, so... Penalties against Mammoth. It is declined, and that was odd. Penalties against Mammoth declined, and so they're going to lift it down. Let's see what's going on over here on the sidelines. Timeout has been called by the Huskies. It looks like it's going to be second and about a foot. The coach is going to come onto the field there. What are you noticing over there, Dan, on the sidelines?
Well, during the timeout, the incline players are screaming for water, and the water boy down here doesn't seem to know what water is. He's wandering around looking for water.
Well, we have about 9.5 minutes to go in the game.
And we have a shot of big number 51 there. Chris Lavatai, I believe is how we pronounce that.
Okay, I imagine they wouldn't do him any harm to run to his side. Second and about a foot to go for the end zone for the Highlanders. Chance for the first touchdown of the night for them. Simmons is going to give it. And Brett Rabin, it looks like he's cut down by the Huskies awfully close. They're not going to give it to him.
No, I don't think he got in there. But Petrello's is perched high on the hill with a glorious view. Noted for their authentic Italian cuisine and friendly dining atmosphere, Petrello's is a must. Dinner served daily from 5:30 p.m. and reservations are accepted. Call Petrello's at 934-6767.
Simmons going up in the air, and he has Martika. And Rob Ewing read that play the whole time and almost got in and intercepted. I think Rob's a little upset with himself. He had a great effort on that one.
Yeah, he nearly picked that ball off.
That was just a perfectly thrown ball by Simmons, and Ewing knew the whole time it was coming, and almost, if he gets that ball, he's gone all the way, 101 yards.
Yeah, he would have had a long sprint in front of him. He'd be huffing and puffing right about now.
And on that touchdown, it cuts the Mammoth deficit to 35-9. We've only got about 9 minutes to go in the game, though. 800 Mammoth can assist you with resort and condo reservations, real estate and property management, and long-term rentals. 800 Mammoth is located in the Rincon Center at 325 Old Mammoth Road. One toll-free call does it all, so call 1-800-MAMMOTH or 934-4541. Highlanders go for 2, and it's overthrown.
The receiver was there, and the quarterback is hating himself right now. Mike Simmons knows he had an open receiver. He just overthrew the ball.
Although with all the pressure the Huskies have put on Mike Simmons tonight, doesn't add up to his full concentration, I would think.
No, I think we can understand why he's trying to hurry his passes just a bit. He's got people all over him.
Well, there's 9:17 to go in a game the Huskies should have handily. They're up by 26 points. It's 35-9 Mammoth. Well, Dan, here's an unfamiliar sight. The Huskies are back to receive a kickoff.
A genuine rarity this evening.
And they have their hands team in there. There's Craig Thompson, Matt Dunn all up on the line. Good chance for them to practice their onside kick. Darren Dondero standing all by his lonesome at the 2-yard line. And Darren's going to get it. And now all the hands people have to run back and throw some blocks. I don't think that was part of the deal. Dondero is slammed to the 20-yard line.
Well, that gave the incline crowd something to cheer about.
Flags are going, and I think tempers are too. Derek Spear did just that. I think Darren must have gone back about 2 yards on that one. And he's probably shaking himself, wondering why they didn't go for the onside kick and get the
They may have to remove his Spear's helmet from Darren's stomach on that play.
Well, this portion, and not the portion of Mammoth football that we just saw there, but the one coming up is brought by Morrison Construction. Morrison Construction is located on Main Street right down from the post office. They can help you with all of your building, excavating, and snow removal needs. Morrison Construction and the Mammoth Huskies are a winning team. And right now I think Darren's wondering, why am I back there receiving that sort of stuff? We're ahead by 26 points. That's not necessary.
Well, like you said, all the good hands people were up on the line, and Darren, of course, is a good hands person himself, one of the few left that was available to receive the kick. He had no choice. Somebody had to catch it.
Penalty's going to go against the Huskies. Looks like a little bit of a temper display that's going to cost us.
I think we had a personal foul.
And let's see if we get the official sign here. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, and because it came after the play, it's going to cost the Huskies the 15 yards after the first down. It's going to be 1st and 25 for Mammoth. I wonder if Darren wouldn't mind just kind of putting it up in the air and kind of showing them a thing or two, but I don't think that's really in his playbook and his call of sportsmanship. Well, the fullback zero quick up the middle, and as always turns into tag team this side of AWA.
And this portion of the game is brought to you by the friendly people at Union 76 Station, located at the corner of Highway 203 and Laurel Mountain Road. Union 76 is a full-service station. They can be reached at 934-2697.
Huskies have a second down and about 13 to go. We only have 8.5 minutes to go in the game, and it's a good reminder, Dan, that before the conclusion of the game, we'll be selecting the Mammoth Husky player of the game, the A-Frame Liquor player of the game, and the lucky recipient will get a free case of Coke, courtesy A-Frame Liquor. Kurt White taking it outside, gets back to about the original line of scrimmage at the 18-yard line before he's brought down.
Kurt White just running through tacklers.
We've had a lot of good candidates so far for Husky player of the game. Rob Ewing had an interception, a couple touchdown catches.
Absolutely. Darren Dondero looking very good at quarterback this evening.
Last week's recipient was the offensive line, and they showed no let-up this week.
No, they're valid candidates themselves.
Good running by both Matt Dunn and Kyle O'Kelly.
And let's not forget about the defense. They put an awful lot of pressure on the quarterback tonight.
Jed Reitman with an interception, and Jed with a nice little tackle there at the 2-yard line, just slamming the guy out of bounds. And when it's 35-9, it's really hard to pick just one player. There's a lot of deserving players.
That's true. It's been a great effort by the entire team tonight.
And the flag goes flying. That's interesting. Usually on the obvious ones, every ref wants to blow his flag and show that he knows what's going on. There's going to be a delay game against the Huskies. So it's going to be 3rd down and a whole lot of yards to go. Anderson a tailback. And the give is to Kyle O'Kelly, and he's just going to have to outrun the Highlander defense, and he might be able to do just that. He's only a couple of yards short of the first down. Kyle O'Kelly just outrunning everybody.
And also running through tackles himself, just as we saw Kurt White do a few plays ago.
Well, that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 4 yards to go. I don't think the Huskies are going to take any chances here. I think they're quite content with their lead. Full-scale team substitutions you see going on there. And it's going to bring on the punt team. We got Kurt White, Kyle O'Kelly, Ethan Dondero in there now for the Huskies. Darren Dondero back to punt at the 15-yard line. Back to receive, Brett Rabe. And Dondero gets a good kick and even a better bounce. Rabe fumbles with the ball at the 35, and he's being chased, and he's being dragged down there. Great tackle by Ethan Dondero. And Rabe is down. And I think that one-arm tackle might have got him in the face mask. They're waving on the trainer right here. Interesting series of events just there. And you saw the ambulance on the field. Let's get back to that. There's a face mask play against Ethan Dondero on that, and it's going to cost the Huskies 15 yards. Brett Rabe was spun to the ground, and he was sitting there in agony for a good 5 minutes. It's absolutely deplorable. I don't know what's going on here, but there's a player laying on the ground. There's paramedics over in the corner talking, ordering pizza or something, and that's just incredible that sort of nonsense has to happen.
Well, there's just no excuse for it. They're not paying attention to anything that's happening on the field, and that is their job.
And then once they did get the paramedics' attention, it took about 5 minutes to get all the protective gates around the field off so they can get them on.
Yeah, and fortunately, Brett Rabe was not seriously hurt. He did come off the field under his own power.
And there's a shot of Brett right there. He's standing up. It looks like he might have got his bell rung a little bit, and luckily, hopefully nothing more than that. But it's absolutely astounding that if something serious did happen, it takes 5 minutes to get a hold of somebody because the PA here doesn't work. another 5 minutes to get them onto the field because they can't figure out how. Certainly, if anything serious happens, that's far too much reaction time. There's a point to having ambulances on the field and not sitting at the station sipping coffee. And let's hope that they maybe come to their senses before something serious has to happen here. And it looks like right now, a little Canadian football, everybody on the Highlanders team moving around in circles. I don't know. There we go. We had to have a flag on that. That was ridiculous. That play netted.
That was musical positions on that play.
I really don't know what was going on there, but that was absurd. I don't know really how much the players are concentrating right now at the moment either. Have only under about 7 minutes to go in the game. And motion against the Highlanders. That'll march them back about 5 yards. Huskies on top. The outcome is pretty well in hand. It's 35-9, and it's been in hand for quite a while.
Yeah, I think from very early on in the first quarter, this game has been in hand. Hawaiian teriyaki-style barbecue, ribs, chicken, and much more can be enjoyed at Matsu Restaurant, located on Main Street. Matsu also has a takeout menu. Thinking Chinese tonight? Think Matsu. Call them at 934-8277.
Penalty decline is going to bring up 3rd and about 7 now for the Highlanders. And they're going to keep it on the ground. And the ball is loose. Football! Recovered by Derek Spear, but it's going to cost him about 5 yards on that one. Mike Kelly running with the ball, just lost it. Spear luckily fell on it. It's going to be 4th down on the whole bunch. 6.5 to go. They might as well go for it. There's nothing at this point left to lose.
Steve, I think you called it. There's just a lack of concentration on the players' part right now. The injury and the score are just combining to just take away the interest level of the players for Incline.
Martika's going to kick, and O'Kelly receive. He's going to stand backing up right now, standing about his 30-yard line. Left-footed end-over-end kick. Looks like he kind of got it off his toe, and it's going to bounce sideways. Huskies just going to let it bounce, and it's going to be down at the 32. Well, the Huskies will have it 1st and 10. Well, make Ace the place for all your shopping needs, whether it be hardware, plumbing, paint, or any around-the-house project, or step up to the loft for gift and Christmas decorating ideas. Stroll around in a unique shopping environment. Find that special gift from the new arrivals in Daly, or drop on over to the Radio Shack for all your electronic needs, such as phones, cable access, toys, and many other things. They're all under the same roof. If you haven't guessed, it's Village Ace Hardware, located across from the Chart House in the Mammoth Mall. Give Village Ace Hardware a call, 934-7465. Man, there goes some flags.
Now, that was interesting. Oh, boy, everybody was moving but the quarterback in the center, and Mammoth isn't hesitating. They're just marching back.
So they don't have check hikes. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, apparently not.
Okay.
I think everybody was clued in on the snap count except the quarterback and center, which is always a problem.
Or nobody was clued in. 5.5 minutes to go. Huskies have a 1st and 15, a comfortable lead, and it's nice though. They've had a couple of pretty good breather games here. You know, 40-point win last week and 26-point lead this week. Chance to get all the reserves a chance to play. I know in 2 weeks the Huskies are off next week, and then 2 weeks from now they're going to be home against Bishop, and the Broncos always give the Huskies more than a handful, more than enough.
Well, if what we've seen thus far in the season is any indication, I think Bishop can expect to have their hands full.
2nd and about 8 to go. Huskies' backs are split. And there's Andrews with it around right side. Manages to power his way beyond the 1st down. Great run by Chris.
And that'll help run some more time off the clock.
4.5 and counting for the Huskies. And it's about time we select the A-Frame Liquor player of the game. A-Frame Liquor is the A-Frame building located on Main Street across from Motel 6. They specialize in all your beverage needs, so stop in and say hi to Mike and his friendly staff. A-Frame Liquor wishes the Huskies all the best for this season and the school year. Their phone number is 934-6715. And while on the subject, A-Frame Liquor provides the Huskies with a Husky player of the game, or in last case, players of the game, with a case of Coke. Awful nice gesture, and this week we have quite a few candidates. Huskies going to keep it on the ground, keep it to Andrews. He's earned it. Andrews breaks into the secondary and breaks down to the 40, but the flags are flying.
That was a fine stop. I can't catch a number here.
You're laughing, Dan.
Well, it was a fine stop by Mike Benson. His own teammate stopped him on that play. But these things happen.
That's right. Well, the important thing is that, well, No, the clock was stopped, but now we have penalty time, and it's going to go against the Huskies, which is a shame. Andrews has been putting together a nice few runs, about 6-7 runs right now, averaging a little over 7 yards a carry.
It's been a great effort by all of the Mammoth backs, and I mentioned it earlier. I'll mention it again because it's worthy of mention. The Mammoth offensive line doing a fantastic job of clearing people out for those backs. And last week, of course, the offensive line, the entire offensive line, was the player of the game. And I think they're probably worthy of that award again this week, along with several other people.
Well, Coach Galt has been playing a lot of people this afternoon, this evening, and certainly a lot of faces in at the offensive line, not just the starting five. We've had Brad Hungerford in there as well on a lot of plays, and Richard Peterson. They're 78 as well, and they've both been doing a great job opening up these holes. Kurt White with the ball now. He's got a lot of ground to go. It's first and about 15.
Did a nice job of weaving his way through the backfield, finding his blocks and finding the hole.
Well, we've narrowed down our choices for player of the game, but there's a lot to do. Andrews trying to get around the corner. Andrews does just that and stays on his feet. Nice moves by Andrews. Been doing a great job of dodging tacklers.
And I'm impressed. Yeah, he's doing a fine job tonight. Just short of the first down marker.
Huskies going 5 players deep. I know 6 players. Scott Dale has been getting some time in there. Kurt White, Aaron DeLucia, as well as Doug and O'Kelly. Clock is running, and that's the important stats. Third and about a yard. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the ball game. Huskies front hands. 62 Josh Smith just kind of gave a look over this direction, and I still can't help thinking Darth Vader. They're just going to slam it up ahead. There's Andrews into the secondary and gains 12 yards on the play. Great run by Chris.
He's racking up some yardage in the second half.
Now certainly we have to throw his name into the pot of consideration with this great second half effort. First and 10 Huskies, ball at the 40-yard line. And looks like it's loose. They're going to be fighting for it right now at the bottom. This is always interesting. They're going to call it Huskies ball and dead. Looks like DeLucia pouncing on it right there. And running back just left that one behind. Well, Ted, I think we've arrived at a consensus for player of the game. And, or players of the game.
Well, I think early in the game when it was still a ball game, 2 players that contributed very heavily to the success of the Mammoth offense in particular was Darren Dondero and Rob Ewing.
Dondero with a couple great runs on third down around in quarterback keepers for clutch first downs back when the game was close, if we can remember that far back. In addition, Ewing and Dondero hooked up for 2 touchdowns, doing a great job there, and Ewing intercepted a ball.
Yeah, both of them with a fantastic effort. I think they're very deserving of player of the game, co-player of the game awards.
And certainly not just fantastic effort on the night, but they've had fantastic effort the entire year. I know Dondero threw to Ewing back in that first game against Tahoe for what proved to be the winning touchdown. And it is a shame we can't give the entire team player of the game honors, so sometimes they just have to wait a few weeks. But
well,
certainly
that's true, and it was a fantastic effort. The offensive line performed very well. The defense as a unit was fantastic. Everything just seemed to click for Mammoth tonight.
So on behalf of A-Frame Liquor, we'd like to pass along our congratulations to both Darren Dondero, number 11, and Rob Ewing, number 89, both playing both offense and defense this evening, and doing an excellent job of that. The Highlanders have stopped the clock with a timeout. We have only a minute to go. Huskies looking at a third and about 9-yard situation. And really, the possibilities are limitless right here. And any one of them can get the ball and probably do quite well with it the way they're playing this evening. Dondero's going to hand it off to Kurt White. Kurt White has a nice hole by Hungerford leading the block. White gets up to about the 35-yard line before he's finally brought down, setting up a 4th down.
And Jason Lyden in there for Incline, still in popping.
Incline's going to stop the clock in 52 seconds. I think they want to get their hands on it for the first time. And let's see if we get a chance. 32, Brett Rabe, who got bell rung earlier, he's got his helmet back on. He's sitting on the sideline. I don't think with a score like this he's going to get back in there, but it's just nice to see him up and about and moving, because it was quite a scare. The field got very quiet, very fast when he was sitting there.
Yeah, it was a very tense moment when the coaches started calling for the paramedics, and of course, we mentioned earlier they were nowhere to be found, off having coffee or something.
Well, they're nowhere to be found right now. It looks like they've left the field. I guess they figure they're not doing much good here anyway. We do tend to go off on the situation, but the upsetting thing is not this particular one, because fortunately Brett wasn't hurt. Just that the whole point of having somebody there is for immediate response time, and that was just completely non-existent. And I don't know if this will get back to the people in Incline Village, but somehow I hope it does.
And another scary thought, and I don't know the details or the situation, but where are they now? They're not anywhere to be seen on the field. The truck is gone.
Okay, Huskies are gonna go for it on 4th and 6. Dundera's gonna give it to Kurt White. Same play they just ran. White dives for the first down. I don't think they're gonna give it to him though. And the ball's gonna go over. They're stopping the clock to check right now, 49 seconds. However, unlike the NFL, the clock's not gonna stop on change of possession. As soon as everything gets settled up, they're gonna start it up again. Time for Incline to throw a few of those quick slants inside, and that's about it, and head home. They need oatmeal where it's at 1.
Pretty tough to make up 26 points in the last 49 seconds.
Well, it'd be quite an amazing feat if they could do that. Okay, well, football is a time sport, so eventually get to the realm of impossibility. Uniondale cornerback, so Kelly, free safety. Not too much substitution there. DeLucia, linebacker. And they're going to use the last timeout right here. And looks like the coach is sending someone to go. Brett Raves actually looks like he's getting ready to go in the game. I can't believe that that would actually be the case here, though.
I would be shocked. I don't understand the timeout call either. What's the point?
Well, I think just maybe trying to give the players a chance to practice a little bit of offense. Or they paid for the field, and they're going to use it as much as they can. 42 coming in. 42 coming in with the play. We don't have a 42. Incline's been... I'd like to thank Incline for their help in getting us the facilities all set up. Unfortunately, the spot sheet hasn't been a little bit less than spectacular. 1st and 10 now. So Kelly in motion to the right side. Simmons going to put it up. No surprise, but DeLucia's going to give him a good shove there. Nice pass open up in the middle. Kelly still on his feet, out to the 50-yard line. Incline's out of timeout, so that gives him 39 seconds. And a nice little 20-yard play there. Hard man to take off my shoes and count my toes for that one. 1st and 10 for the Highlanders. Ball at the 47-yard line. 39 seconds. I'm going to start the clock and spot the ball ready for play in just a moment here. There they go. Clock is running. Kelly in motion to the right side. Simmons just going to put it up again. And, Andrews just levels him. Chris Andrews just
Chris Andrews putting on a show here in the 4th quarter. Fine effort.
Number 20, Chris Andrews. That's Reeve Hartman's number from last year. Picking up where Reeve left off there. Chris just separating Mike Simmons from the football. Literally, we saw that. Scored straight up in the air. Half a minute to go, and this game will come to a merciful close for the Incline Highlanders. Well, they show no signs of wanting it to get over with. Simmons going to look to the left side. Simmons is going to get hit almost. Complete to Kelly once again. Kelly on his feet to the 30, and the clock will be stopped to move the chains. Simmons to Kelly.
I think Simmons is a little tired of seeing so many white shirts in the backfield when he's trying to pass. It's been the case all evening long.
I'm sure Mike Simmons has thrown a couple of good passes out there to Kelly, to Mike Kelly, to get those completions. I think he might have been thankful if he could have seen them, but all he sees after the pass is grass. And Simmons, oh, they brought it back. Simmons to Scott Martika. Martika on his feet awfully close to the first down, and I think he's going to get it at the 18-yard line. Well, we hadn't seen that play since the end of the first half, and we know what happened there. Ball was dropped, and the Huskies quickly put on 14 quick points, and that's about the point where it was just completely out of hand at that time.
Yeah, that was the end.
Hurry up offense, 15 seconds to go. Mike Simmons, the quarterback. Kelly in motion to the left side. Simmons in a roll left. Simmons looking, had nobody there. Just overthrew Derek Spear, number 30.
And only 5 seconds run off the clock on that play. I think the timekeeper wasn't paying attention.
Well, it leaves them 10 seconds to go. Second and 10, and 10 seconds to go, and maybe 2 more plays, and we'll be just about done here. Simmons is going to throw for the end zone, and the closest player was, looks like either Andy Good or Rob Ewing, 88 or 89. It's hard to get a number on that one.
4 seconds left on the clock. Still time for 1 more shot into the end zone for Incline.
89, Rob Ewing, one of our players of the game. awfully close on that one, intercepting. He was close on another one that they did get for the score.
And for some reason, Steve, that just doesn't surprise me. Rob is everywhere.
Just a fantastic game. 4 seconds. This should do it. I'd like to thank our producer and director, Arthur Ayers, for all of his assistance this evening. I'd also like to thank the athletic director of Incline High School. Let's remember his name. I'm sorry. Rich Carter. Sorry, Mr. Carter there. Brief momentary memory lapse there. Dan's holding me by my ankles over the crowd right now for that. And there's a look at them, still having a good time. And there's no reason. This is just time for a fun and festive Friday night, even if Incline got their clocks cleaned. Well, thank you, Mr. Rich Carter, for all your assistance setting up our facilities here at Incline High School. The final play of the game is dropped.
And that's a fine note to end the game on. It's been that way all evening for Incline.
Well, Dan Fox, definitely an appropriate way to end it. And the Highlanders go down. Sorry, Stuart Peary. Scotsman just didn't do it this game. Well, Dan, a fine effort all around by the Huskies.
It's a lot to be proud of by the Huskies. They did a good job.
So, from Incline, Nevada, this is Steve G for Dan Fox and the rest of the King 5 staff, where the Huskies have trounced the Highlanders 35-9. Neighboring schools. 8,000 people live in the town of Bishop and its surrounding communities, located just 40 miles southeast of Mammoth Lakes on Highway 395. 590 students attend Bishop High School, and their Broncos are 4-0. The Mammoth Huskies are 3-1 and have looked impressive in their last 2 wins, outscoring Loyalton and Incline by a combined total of 75-9. Friday night, the Huskies were at John's Gourmet Pizza getting ready for this week's game. The rivalry comes to Mammoth as the Huskies host the Broncos.
Days when you feel spent, while let your shoulders bend underneath this burden when my back is dirty and
Welcome to Mammoth High School in this year's edition of the Bishop Mammoth football game. The Broncos are coming in undefeated at 4-0. Well, the Huskies are 3-1 and coming off a very impressive win 2 weeks ago against the Incline. Hi, I'm Steve G along with Dan Fox. And Dan, the Huskies are going to have their hands full with the Bishop offense this week.
That's right, Steve. The Broncos bring in a very impressive rushing attack, one that's gained over 1,000 yards in the first 4 weeks this season. One key to Mammoth's winning today might be to contain quarterback
Chad Stein.
He's produced over 240. I don't know. I mean, stop this thing. Stop this thing.
Mammoth High School in this year's edition of the Bishop Mammoth football game. The Broncos are coming in undefeated at 4-0, while the Mammoth Huskies are 3-1 and coming off a very impressive win 2 weeks ago against the Incline. I'm Steve G along with Dan Fox. And Dan, the Huskies are going to have their hands full this week with the Bishop offense.
Well, the Broncos bring in a very impressive rushing attack, one that's gained over 1,000 yards in the first 4 weeks this season. They don't throw the ball very much. Coach Chudy told us ideally twice a game would be great. One key for Mammoth today to winning the game might be to contain quarterback Chad Stein. Doesn't pass much, only 240 yards in offense so far. However, Chad Stein last week over 100 yards of rushing all by himself. So it should keep the Mammoth defense quite busy, Steve.
Well, I talked to Coach Schultz this week, and he throw as many as 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. Now, that's going to create a lot of pressure for quarterbacks Scott Dale and Rob Ewing because they'll be in single coverage with no real support. But for Coach Schultz, the key is to stop the guards, not to let them roam around on the line, but to cover all of the guards and to stop them that way.
And one key for the Mammoth offense today may be to turn quarterback Darren Dondero loose. He's shown that he can run the ball. He's got a great deal of speed. He can get around the corner and pick up those first downs for you. And that's the weapon that they've got today in order to beat Bishop.
Well, Bishop coach Craig Chudy said that he's not going to really alter his game plan. He's going to have 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers, but he might throw as many as 1 or 2 of those line of scrimmage for the rush. A lot of fans here are excited about the game upcoming. They're all set for kickoff, so let's set the lineups for you on the field. Huskies won the kickoff. They'll be receiving going left to right. Back Craig Thompson and Kyle O'Kelly. Kickoff is taken by Thompson at the 5. Punches forward straight at the middle. Comes in to the left side and brought down at the 20-yard line. Fumble. Ball is loose.
Steve, it looks like the Broncos have got it. No,
Let's
I'm
see
sorry.
if they call it dead. They're going to give the ball to the Huskies right about the 21-yard line where they'll start off 1st and 10. Let's set the Huskies for you on offense now. The quarterback is Darren Dondero. The backfield is Kyle O'Kelly, number 7, and Matt Dunn, the tailback. The offensive line is center Andrew Jones. Left guard Jack McGraw, left tackle Robert Schaumeyer. On the right side, we have Phil King and Scott Bramwell. Craig Thompson split to the right side. Ethan Dondero, the slot back. And they give it to Dunn at the middle. He's still on his feet. And he surges ahead about 7 yards on that.
Good surge on the play. Good blocking up front and just a good run. Just kept the feet turning.
And first play from scrimmage, Dan, the Huskies really haven't tried anything differently. A reminder to everybody out there that on every Husky touchdown, Century 21 will present $21 to the Mammoth High Athletic Fund. So, and we know, Dan, the last few weeks, the Huskies have been racking up the touchdowns. 11 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks.
That's going to be a good-sized check.
Huskies 2nd and 1, Dunn up the middle. And down there by Paul Vasquez, 88, right on the line. We have a dog loose on the field, and nobody really seems to care. He's way down around the other goal line right now.
Steve, Mammoth appears eager to try and establish that running game before they turn Darren loose in the air. It's not a bad idea. On that particular play, there just was nowhere to go up the middle.
Well, luckily, they only needed a yard on that one. They got that yard, and here comes an illegal substitution for Bishop right around the 50-yard line. A dog running across the field. And now he's running over to the Mammoth side to steal some of their secrets. And so we're going to be held up for just a moment here. Apparently Bill Rose let his dog loose onto the field. Bill, how many times do we have to tell you? There we go. Try to swing your foot at the... No, that won't work. Okay. He's far enough out. It's 1st and 10. Huskies at the 31-yard line. And Dondero still has it. Rolls to his left side. He tucks it under, trying to get what he can yardage-wise. Chased there by Pritchard. Finally dragged out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Steve, I think we're going to see a lot of that out of Darren Dondero today. We mentioned this in the pregame comments that Darren has the ability to turn the corner and pick up those first downs, and nearly did that on that play.
They're going to give Darren 6 on the play, sets up a 2nd and 4. Ball is spotted at the 38-yard line.
yards shy of the first down marker.
Jones coming up over center. We have Aaron DeLucia at tailback, Matt Dunn at fullback.
That's the only lineup.
And they're going to give it to DeLucia to the right side. Dunn looking for a block. Thompson throws a hit. DeLucia getting around the right side and dragged down from behind.
The flag on the play, Steve.
And that was Alan Wright bringing him down. Flags are down.
DeLucia did a good job there to stay behind his block, and when he realized there was just nothing up where the play was designed to go, near right end, he just turned it outside and nearly turned the corner.
Call is holding against the Huskies down, and that will give Bishop an interesting choice. They're going to take the yardage, even though they stopped the Huskies for no gain on the play. So instead of 2nd and 4, now we're going to look at 2nd and 14. Maybe a chance for Darren to put it up in the air.
I don't think Bishop is showing much respect for Darren's arm here. We'll see if he can prove them wrong.
Neubauer Jennison Construction, located in the Minaret Mall, wishes the Husky football team good luck in their 1989 season. For all your building and remodeling needs, call Neubauer Jennison Construction at 934-4501. 2nd and 14, we have Thompson split to the left side, and Dondero gives to O'Kelly. O'Kelly looking to get around the right side. Pritchard drags him down. The yard short of the line of scrimmage.
Fairly safe call. I'm a little surprised they didn't try and air it out a little bit. But nothing doing on the play, nowhere to go.
And Eric Pritchard's been getting his name called a lot so far in the early going. He's been involved in a lot of the plays so far for the Broncos. Excuse me. 3rd and very long yardage now the Huskies looking at. Bishop has one safety. That's Keith Inderbeaton, number 10. And they have single coverage. Mammoth has 3 wide receivers on the left side. Dondero's going to throw it up left. He has Reitman short, Thompson a little longer, and he dumps it off to Reitman. And it's only going to get them about 5 yards. It looks like Bishop was more than happy to concede that 5-yard pass to Reitman on the play.
Yeah, Jed made a good move back to the inside, tried to curl around the defender, but just didn't have much luck with it. I think they're back to the original line of scrimmage on the play.
Norm Rambo, number 18 on the stop. Interesting last name there. I'm sure the kids at Bishop High probably give him a little bit there for the name, but nice stop by Rambo, shutting down the Huskies. So their drive is stalled at the 35-yard line, 34-yard line, and Dondero is back to punt. Back deep for the Broncos, Pritchard standing at his own 30. Dondero takes his time with a low knuckleball, and it's fielded up short by Bryson Kratz. Kratz running around the left side, and Hungerford smacks him down right there, along with Ethan Dondero and Kurt White.
Good tackle by Brad Hungerford. That was a good effort.
And nice gang tackling, too. Brad just seems like he contained him right there.
O'Kelly and Dunn Restaurant, a Mammoth must. Great food, warm, friendly atmosphere, specialty gift shop. Home of the famous O'Kelly and Dunn buns. Located in the Mammoth Mall. Call them at 934-9316. Open daily at 6:30 a.m., closed on Tuesdays.
Broncos have 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. Good field position to start. We're going to see a lot of running right here. Quarterback is Chad Stein. Josie in motion, and they're going to give to Josie around left end. And Josie's still on his feet. This play worked well for the last time before he's brought down by DeLucia and Reitman at the Mammoth 37-yard line.
Josie shredding tacklers as he came around left end. Good blocking on the play.
And Dan, Bishop opened the game last week against Sparks with that same play, and Josie got 80 yards on the effort.
And nearly broke it for another 80 on that particular play.
What are we going to see here from Bishop? We know that we're going to see a lot of running and a lot of misdirection.
Yeah, we won't see a whole lot of passes in this game. Coach Chudy again told us that 3 passes in a game would be a lot for them.
McMurtry lining up right behind Stein. Stein, it looks he's going to put it right up in the air, and as we speak, he's looking for Josie and overthrows him. And that could be why we don't see a lot of passing. He's making a little, there's one of his 2 passes for today.
I think maybe Coach Chudy thought maybe we were spying for Mammoth. Gave us some misleading information.
Well, certainly after that first run and after that first pass, I'm sure Mammoth would be more than happy if Bishop elected to put the ball up in the air as much as possible.
Well, Bishop has only passed for 240 yards this far this season. They're not a very prolific passing team, but they are very good on the run, and I think that is what we're going to see most of.
2nd and 10 Broncos. And Dunn making it off the field. Now Huskies looking at a 4-4 defense. Josie in motion. They're going to get right in the middle of McMurtry. McMurtry into the secondary. Still on the street and barrels his way up to the 20-yard line.
Steve barreled his way is right. Just head down, power running. That was well defensed by Mammoth. The defenders were there, but McMurtry was just determined to gain that yardage.
It just looks like McMurtry couldn't, the Mammoth defense could not stop him one-on-one like that. He's just too big.
He made contact with several Mammoth helmets on that play.
First and 10 now for the Broncos at the 24-yard line. And Mammoth has their Schobmeyer right there on the line, and they're going to give it around in. There's Tom Batchelder. Same play to work for Josie, and Batchelder's driven out of bounds finally by O'Kelly and Dale at the 15-yard line. Bishop is moving the ball very well so far.
Yeah, very, very well. They look very confident, very proficient.
And one thing about the Bishop offense is that you're not going to see any one player running the ball most of the game. We're going to see a lot of names coming in there. We're going to have Batchelder, we're going to have McMurtry, Stein, Josie, and a whole host of others right there.
Thus far this season, Steve, Bishop Broncos have involved 9 players in their rushing offense.
McMurtry is lining up right behind Stein. And now in motion comes Batchelder. A lot of motion everywhere, and with the ball out of that comes Dave Medham. Good for about 5 yards on the play. And it looks like the kind of thing that Bishop's going to use to keep Mammoth off guard, is have everybody going everywhere, and it's up to the Husky defense to find who has the ball and to stop them.
Well, one thing you're seeing from the Bishop offense thus far is not only are the backs getting downfield, but they have blockers accompanying them downfield. It's a very well-executed offense thus far.
Another first down for the Broncos. They're very deep in Mammoth territory now. Ball inside the 10-yard line. And we have Medham, and there goes Batchelder in motion. Stein keeps it himself. He's going to throw it from McMurtry. Touchdown, Broncos!
Steve, not at all what Mammoth was expecting on that play. They were set up for the run, and the pass just came out of deep left field for them.
And what I noticed, Dan, is that nobody picked up McMurtry out of the backfield. He came out without the ball, and the Mammoth defense figured he doesn't have the ball, we'll worry about somebody else, and I think Coach Chudy was counting on that.
I think that's exactly right. I think this is a very good game plan thus far on Bishop's part.
So with 7:21 to go in the first quarter, the Broncos strike first, and they lead 6-0. Here for the extra point is Paul Vasquez. Holding for Vasquez is Keith Inderbeaton. Vasquez point, and wide to the left. Maybe they should have tried to run it in. But with 7 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first period, the Broncos have struck first, and they lead the Huskies 6-0. Broncos kicking off again. We have Thompson and O'Kelly back deep for the Huskies. This one's taken by Thompson at his 10-yard line, running to the left side. And Thompson trying to get around the corner, still on his feet. And he's finally dragged down about the 27-yard line.
Nice run back. It followed his blockers and worked his way down to about the 26-yard line.
Joey's Frozen Yogurt in the Sierra Center Mall features Italian cappuccino and espresso, gourmet gelato, frozen dessert, and Honey Hill Farms yogurt. Joey's Frozen Yogurt, one of the newer places in the Sierra Center Mall. Go ahead and stop by daily. They're open every day to help you out with frozen yogurt. It's not a bad place, Dan.
No, it's a very good place. We know some friends up in Incline that visit there quite often.
First and 10 for the Huskies. And Dundero's looking to put it up. Dunn's going to throw a block for him. Dunn hits Pritchard, but not very well. And Pritchard is going to smother Dundero at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Darren looking for a little help on the blocking in there and just wasn't available to him.
And Dunn's a pretty big guy, and it looked like he really didn't have anything going into that block right there.
It's not always easy coming out of the backfield to throw a block when the runner's behind you. You're not too sure where he's headed. It didn't look like that was a designed run, and I don't think he knew whether to pass block or run block on that play.
2nd and 9 now for the Huskies. And a little mix-up in the backfield. Dondero looking to throw it up, and that one's wounded. And that one is caught by McMurtry, going the other way for Bishop, still on his feet at the 20. And run out of bounds on the interception at the 18-yard line for the Broncos.
Darren hit just as he released the ball, resulting in a wounded duck just floating into McMurtry's hands. So far, McMurtry enjoying a great afternoon. And
I don't think he could have asked for much more from Darren Dondero on that one. It was really just, like you say, Dan, he was headed, he threw it, and it just fell right into McMurtry's hands. Looks kind of like something I would throw out there. Line up here. The Broncos have a chance to get 2 quick touchdowns right on the board now. They have the ball 1st and 10 just inside the Mammoth 20. And really, last time the Huskies haven't shown signs of being able to stop the Broncos defense quite yet. Stein behind center. Fake to McMurtry and give it to Medham. To left tackle, and he's stacked up and brought down there. Ian Setterfield on the play. I see Andy Good, Robert Schobmeyer, and Pat McGowan.
Ian Satterfield just grabbed a hold and went for a ride there.
And Down here on the sideline, some of the Bishop players are taking oxygen, although we're assuming that that's oxygen that they're taking down there. Looks like that's water right there. Okay. we're assuming a lot of things on that. Okay. More importantly, Broncos have the ball. Second down, only about 2 yards to go at the 9-yard line.
Looks left, looks right.
Stein and McMurtry out of the backfield.
Hands off. Left side.
Stein hands off. That's Bryson Pratt around left side. Stopped awfully close to the first down.
That's good Mammoth defense there. The linebackers came in, filled the gaps, and just shut the play down right away.
And they're gonna. He didn't need too many yards, and he got both of them. He's going to give the Broncos first and goal now at the 7-yard line. Clock is rolling, 5:20 to go and counting.
Made a good tackle.
McMurtry, Vasquez, Josie, Stein, and Medham. Any one of them can touch the ball on this play. It's going to be Medham. Medham running around the right side, and he's met there and dragged down. Great defensive effort there. There's Reitman and Thompson.
Two familiar names being called on defense again, Reitman and Thompson.
I also saw Andy Good on the stop there for the Huskies, stacking them up. Not the best defensive effort the Huskies have had so far.
Well, they're in an area where they best get tough real fast. Otherwise, they're going to be looking at a 14-0 or 13-0 score.
It looked almost to me, though, that the Huskies gambled correctly on the play. It looked like there's a big hole open up the middle, but Medham happened to be going the other way right into the Huskies' defense. Second and goal now for the Broncos. In motion, Eric Pritchard going to the right side. McMurtry straight in for the touchdown. Second touchdown of the day for Garrett McMurtry.
Stevie was nearly untouched until he reached the end zone. There's just a huge hole to run through on that play.
And so far, the Huskies have not been able to stop the Broncos' defense. It's 12-0 right now. I look for the Broncos to go for 2 here. So does everybody else on the field, including Chad Stein.
Well, Steve, Bishop is not an overwhelmingly large team. Mammoth matches up fairly well with them in that department. However, Bishop has been together for 2 years now. Most of the starters are seniors, and they execute extremely well. The blocks being thrown on the line are just about picture perfect.
Broncos going for 2. They lead 12-0. We have Stein and McMurtry once again. Coming motion is Josie. And Stein rolling left, looking for the end zone. He's got, he got him just off his fingertips. He had him open.
He had him there, yeah, just right off his hands, as you said.
Well, Coach Chudy's already exceeded his foot of 2 passes like he told us, and maybe he did think we were spying. I don't really know what, but...
I don't think Coach Chudy wanted to give away too much of his game plan, and he didn't.
Absolutely not. Chad Stein already looking pretty comfortable throwing the ball up in the air, too, but he's just going for safe ones, short ones right now.
Well, he's got all the time in the world to sit back there and make those passes. I think that is basically because Mammoth is sitting back there waiting on the run, and they're not putting any pressure on the quarterback. Performance Travel Service, traveling through California or across the world. Performance Travel Service can plan your journey from A to Z. Performance Travel Service in the Sierra Center Mall, 934-5130. Best of luck, Huskies.
Well, once again, the Huskies are back to receive the kickoff. It's 12-0 Bishop right now. No change in the Huskies' kickoff coverage. This one's going to be taken by O'Kelly this time at the 10. O'Kelly running on the left side, and they're going to blow it dead where his knee hit the ground.
Oh, there's a tough break.
I'd like to look back at the replay booth. Well, and now's not the right time to pick on the officials. We do have the inside track on some of the officiating in this game. We'll get into that a little bit later. But it's a bad break for the Huskies if they haven't had any yet. They're going to start the ball 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line.
Allowed his knee to touch the ground. He did. Going to stop it. And about the 9-yard line, we'll mark it at the 10. 1st and 10 from the
Huskies starting out 1st and 10 now.
They didn't call it when he first caught it, but then they called it later. He went down to 1 knee.
Thompson wide on the left side to give us straight up the middle. And that's been about the